Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me here today. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Halo 2 flighting on PC via the Halo Insider. Now, I was invited from the Halo Waypoint site itself. I didn't receive any emails. That is their new thing that they're doing. They're inviting the new participants through their website, just due to the simple fact that they were inviting a lot of people using the email systems, and they weren't either getting invited or people weren't joining or they didn't know that the email was sent. So this is the most reliable way for them to do this. Right now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at the customization options that are available here. Now, right now, there's only Halo 2 Classic and Halo 2 Anniversary. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Now, this is, of course, the Spartan model for the Halo 2 Classic, and this looks really good. This is an Unreal Engine 4, and personally, I really like the way this looks. Unfortunately, though, all you can customize is just the colors. You got the main, and then, of course, the accented colors. And the same thing goes with the Elite. The Elite looks pretty cool here, too. I like the way this looks. But personally, I prefer the Spartan. But going back and taking a look at the Halo 2 Anniversary, you get a little bit of customization here, but not to the depth that you do with Halo Reach. Now, taking a look here, let's go ahead and we will choose the Spartan armor. Get a couple of different sections here that you can pick from. You get the Centurion, the Hoplite, and of course the Mark 6 armor here. Now, this looks a lot like Halo 5 armor and maybe some Halo 4 armor. They pretty much only picked the ones that just kind of look all similar to the Mark 6. So, I mean, be that what you will, they're all unlocked from the beginning and there is no mix and matching parts. That might be something that I'd like to see them do, but maybe in a future update. But going back to, of course, the Halo 2 Anniversary, you get the choice of playing as an Elite. Now, this looks really cool. This is the standard Elite model that comes with the Halo 2 Anniversary. And then, of course, you can also customize the armor with it as well. Now, me personally, I do not like the way that these look. These are very Halo 4, Halo 5-ish reminiscent, especially this one. And I'm just not a really big fan of the Halo 4 or Halo 5 armor styles. I will be playing as the standard Elite. But personally, though, like I said previously, I like being the Spartan the most. Now moving on, this is a little bit disappointing. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting a new season when Halo 2 is released for the Master Chief Collection on PC. This is, of course, the Noble season, and this is the season that has been currently running since December when Halo Reach was released first on PC here. And, of course, the progression system is here. It's all stuff we've already seen, so there's no point in really going over that, and there's no way to use the points for any customization here. Now, we also have, of course, the player IDs, and you've got the different colors for your emblem, your different avatars that you can pick from, your different service IDs, the clan tag, and the nameplates here. These nameplates, there's nothing really new in here. Everything that I've seen seems to be pretty similar to what already exists in the MCC, and when it comes to the flight, a lot of these aren't accessible because you can't play the games that they're linked to. Overall, when the title ends up being released to PC and to Xbox One, it's just going to be a very small update that I would assume. The file size might be gigantic, but when it comes to content, pretty much all it's adding on PC is the Halo 2 Classic and Halo 2 Anniversary campaigns, and of course their respective multiplayers. But when it comes to customization, you're really not going to be getting anything new. Now moving on, we're going to take a look at the Halo support site for Halo 2's PC flight. The goals here of the flight are to test the distribution pipeline, test challenges, gather feedback on content listed below, and ensure all supporting systems are functioning properly in preparation for bringing Halo 2 and Halo 2 Anniversary to the Master Chief Collection on PC. Now, the challenge system does work. There were challenges that were showing up that said that I had completed them. But unfortunately, there's no screen. There's nothing I can look at. Nothing I can say, oh, okay, I have to complete this by this date, or play this on this difficulty, or kill this many enemies in the multiplayer. Nothing like that. They just pop random out of nowhere whenever you're playing, and you don't really know exactly what you're doing to trigger them. But moving on, looking at the content here, the content of the build is Halo 2 and Halo 2 Anniversary. We'll be playing on of course, a build number, and below is the core content that is going to be included here. New features, challenge system, customization for both Halo 2 and Halo 2 Anniversary. We just recently went over that here in the previous part of the video, and there's not really a whole lot new for customization aside from emblems that are going to be unlocking once you PC players start playing Halo 2, and then of course just changing the colors for your Spartan in the respective multiplayer. Now for Halo 2 content, there is single player, co-op campaign, multiplayer, matchmaking, custom games, customization, and challenges. Halo 2 Anniversary content is single player and co-op campaign, multiplayer, matchmaking, custom games, customization, challenges, and theater. Now for the scheduled play sessions for Halo 2 play sessions, Halo 2 Team Hardcore will be the ranked 4v4 playlist and will be offered every day for the Halo 2 multiplayer during the entirety of the flight. Social matchmaking will alternate each day at 10 p.m. Pacific time, and of course, these are what is going to be listed for the playlist at that time. We're going to have Team Hardcore and 4v4 social, 8v8 social, 4v4, 2v2, 8v8, 4v4, 2v2, 8v8, and 4v4. And of course, they're also just pretty much just going to be rotating through that the entire time. Alright, now moving on, we're going to take a look at the known issues for the flight. Global, when activating a terminal using a gamepad, it will display a mouse and a keyboard control. Stuttering when moving or on object is present when unlimited frame rate is enabled. Settings saved in a flight area saved in the films are used with retail MCC on PC. Ending custom games early can cause an error and a loss of access to multiplayer. There is no inversion options in the settings menu for dual wielding. Now moving into the campaign, some missions take a long time to load and have FPS drops on first launch of the mission. I've run into that. Campaign cutscenes are much louder than gameplay. I've run into that. A crash can happen on Delta Halo prior to completing the mission. Enemy elites do not dual wield in the campaign. And restarting and skipping cutscenes can cause Covenant character models to become disfigured in H2A graphics, and this is something that we've definitely experienced. Whoa! Dude, look at him, he's huge! What is that? Do you guys see this? Look at this! There's like 2 of them. What is going on with that? He walked past a certain thing and like just part of his body just blew up. Now moving on specifically to Halo 2 Anniversary, performance in theater films is capped at 60 FPS when frame rate is set to unlimited. With crosshair positions set to centered when using binoculars, the reticule moves to lowered. There is a slightly higher latency on input on mouse when the frame rate settings is set to unlimited. Decals on the Gauss Warthog turret detach from the model during firing animation. Primary weapon audio decreases if you are shooting when picking up a secondary weapon. Audio is missing when reloading weapons when done quickly. Now, this is a glitch that has existed in the MCC since it's released in 2014. Audio missing when reloading weapons has been in the campaign. It happens almost regularly in the multiplayer, so hopefully this is something that they can get fixed. When looking at the fan on Stonetown, FPS sometimes drops. Texture resolution is displayed in low quality through various parts of the title. Performance lowers during games of 3 plots. When using newer Intel drivers with onboard graphics, you cannot launch. Assault bomb icon is too large when held by the player. Melee and secondary fire can be mapped to the same key binding. And of course, with classic Halo 2, frame rate is locked to multiples of 60 for both campaign and multiplayer. Snow VFX do not match legacy behavior and snow weather missions and maps. On your first time booting the game when you leave any Halo 2 game, the loading screen appears in all menus. Sound distortion is present after firing the battle rifle in multiplayer. The music mixing is much quieter in MCC compared to the original Halo 2. And that is something, yeah, when switching back and forth between the graphics, it also switches back and forth between the new audio and the classic audio. And for some reason, the music in the classic audio, and again, this is something that I've realized on the Xbox has existed for a very long time. the music is just way subdued, like you hardly hear it. So hopefully, again, the music is something that they seem to have problems with. They seem to have a lot of problems with audio when porting these games or bringing them over to the PC. And even on the Xbox One version as well, the audio never really felt right completely in every game. So hopefully, now that they're working on it on PC and putting those patches over on the Xbox, they can finally get it right this time. Now moving on to my thoughts on the actual flight. Generally, overall, I've been having a really good time. The campaign missions work pretty well. It took me a little while to get my computer set up to run the flight properly, and that is, of course, my own fault and not knowing the settings and everything that my computer can handle. I did end up finally setting on 1080p and 60 FPS, and the game looks beautiful and runs absolutely fantastic. I've been playing in the multiplayer, and I've been having a blast there, too. I feel overall that this is probably the best that Halo 2 has felt and the best that the game has played. When it comes to frame rate, shot registration, connections, I've not had any issues. Everything's worked beautifully. Now, that being said, I would like to touch on something, but not really go in too much to it. Looking at the screen here, there is a chat box, and there's something that I kind of have to feel like I have to get up on a soapbox and talk about. When you're in an insider program like this, you should not be griefing other players. You should not be griefing your teammates. When we get in, we are set as testers, and there are people that would love to get the place that we have to get in and play, just to play. Now, the match that you're looking at now is paused, and of course you could read what's on the screen. There was a guy that was on my team who we were really not doing that well in the match. Halo 2 is highly competitive. The battle rifle and everything in this game is set to high precision. You have to be precise with your shots in a Team Slayer BR match. If you're not, you're going to get punished for it, and the game has a huge high ceiling skill gap for that. A pro player or a veteran player is always going to outclass the newer player, and this person, whoever it was playing, had a serious issue with basically not being good enough at the game, and they decided to make the teammates' time, my time, and the other players' time on my team a miserable time because they were having a miserable time. That they're just going to keep betraying until they got kicked. Now, this, of course, didn't happen, and we were forced to play out the rest of the match with somebody that was on our team that was constantly chasing us to betray us, or at least put us at a disadvantage when going up against the opponent. Luckily, though, the match didn't last too much longer, and we were able to move on. It's just a shame to see people like that participating in something that's supposed to be special, especially for people that are huge fans of the franchise. Overall, though, moving past that incident, this is the best flight that I've ever participated in. Halo 2 is my favorite game, and this is going to be the ultimate version of Halo 2 when it releases, pending a few bugs being removed, like the campaign bug that we saw earlier and some of the audio bugs being fixed. I am super excited for this to come out. You guys can definitely look for a full review about a week after its release from me, so keep an eye out for that. But as always, don't forget, in order to be part of the conversation and have your voice heard, hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment in the section down below. If you guys are new around here, go ahead and check out some of my previous videos. I upload content weekly. Don't forget to check out the links in the description. They have my social media, Discord, and a secondary channel that I'm going to start uploading to. All of them, of course, are free to follow and join. And until next time, everyone, I'll see all of you in the next video.